Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. So we had a workshop meeting this week, the Board of Selectmen, and the topic was parking. Not really. They had a very good discussion about parking. The board talked about banning commercial vehicles overnight in certain areas. They talked about expanding the residential parking district out to cover the Hulbert-Brant Point area. They talked about extending the timed parking from 6 to 7. What else did they talk about?
Just talk?
They just talked. They don't generally make a decision at a workshop. They got a little bit of public input, and next Wednesday, the 21st, they have a public hearing to consider actually amending the parking regulations to make some of these changes.
Could that happen next Wednesday?
The vote could happen next Wednesday.
Okay.
However, it then has to be advertised for a week. So the changes they're going to have to decide when the changes would go into effect, because at this point, if we are talking about, say, changing the times, all the signs are going to have to be changed, which may or may not be a big deal. So the logistics of that is probably going to be discussed as well. So if you're very interested in parking, you might want to come to this public hearing. Let's see. The other thing we talked about at our workshop meeting, which wasn't a workshop item, but which had come up the day before, was another house move. And this is another large house move, but it's a shorter duration of the one that happened this week. It's going from Surfside next to the Mews to Wynn Street. And there will be some power outages. And initially, there was some discussion about whether or not the school would be affected. And the school was saying, we cannot be affected because they have finals and they have all kinds of stuff happening. This is meant to occur on June 12th. So to make a long story short, it's worked out between the mover and National Grid that the school power does not have to be turned out. So the power outages have been less, it's going to be less of a disruption.
Well, they can always use that wind turbine to power them, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh.
So at our meeting next week, it's public hearing Wednesday next week, we've got this parking hearing that I mentioned. We also have a number of license-related public hearings. One of them is Millie's in Matticat. They've been going back and forth to the planning board. They want to expand their seating and have more service outside, I believe. They had something approved by the planning board. I'm not 100% sure what it was. I don't think it was exactly what they went in for, but they also have a pending hearing before the Board of Selectmen to change their liquor license and what's called an alteration of premises application. So the board will be discussing that.
What does that do?
It would, well, in this case, it would expand the service of alcohol at their premises.
Later in the evening?
No, sorry, more people.
Oh, I
more
see.
seating.
More seating.
And outside versus inside. More outside. I don't know. There might be more inside too. I just can't remember.
Okay.
The Lobster Trap is also coming in for change to a request to change its entertainment license on its outdoor patio from 11 p.m. to midnight. So we'll see how that goes. We have a really, really tremendous gift from the Nantucket Triathlon for $35,000 for the town's scholarship fund. So that is great news. It's probably more money than they've ever had. They have more money now than they've ever had. So that's great news for people seeking scholarships, Nantucket people. The Energy Office, we get a quarterly update from our Energy Office, and they're going to be there to discuss that. We're also getting an update about the C&D building at the landfill, which is a project that's been delayed, I'm going to say.
I saw them working on it.
Well, they're working on it, but it's not moving fast enough for... A lot of people wish it had been done by now, let me put it that way.
What's the problem?
Weather was, I think, a legitimate problem, and I'm not even sure what the other problems were.
Is it just repair, or is it a brand
Well, it's constructing an entire new building because it burned down, if you recall, in 2013, early in the spring. So it's been well over a year that we haven't had that building. So a different building is being used for the C&D. It stinks. It's gross. People are complaining about it. But it's quite high volume, and there's a lot of issues. It's complex. So we're getting an update next week from our landfill operator. The only other thing, Gino, that I want to mention is we've gotten a little bit of complaints about, maybe not so much complaints as inquiries, this regarding the sewer project, sort of. There was a deadline of Daffodil Weekend to get the binder course, which is the base course of pavement, in the areas where streets were affected. So that was done, but in the process of doing that on Broad Street, it was discovered that there were some defects in water connections. And I'm not an engineer, so I'm not really able to explain the technical details of that, but it couldn't be fixed right then and there because it would have delayed the paving for Daffodil Weekend. So they've come back to do the work this week and last week, and they've had to dig up the street that people think just got paved, but it was the binder course. And the affected areas, there's one right outside my window, have been patched, and in the fall, there will be a final course of pavement applied. That was always the plan, to do the binder course in the spring, the final paving in the fall, because the binder course has to settle the road. It's not standard to binder and then final pave at the same time, apparently. So there's also been a little bit of inquiry about what happened to the brick sidewalk crosswalks. I think there were 2 on South Water Street that were removed. They are temporarily removed, again for the settling reason and the binder course reason. They will be put back in the fall. Okay, so sorry they won't be there for the summer, but that's the way it goes when you're doing a big sewer project. All right, so that's what's going on. Clean Team tomorrow is at Surfside parking lot. And
But next week is really the one you want to tell people about, because
Yeah.
this one's...
Okay, I don't remember where it is next week.
Oh, okay. But they can always check the channel.
Next week's at the Rotary.
Oh, it is?
It's at the Rotary. Next Saturday, May 24th, Clean Team will be at the Rotary, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. 1 hour. Bam, done. Clean up. You're good.
A lot of jokes, a lot of fun.
A lot of jokes, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you even find money. I'm not going to promise you're going to find money, but
Can you bring your metal detector if you want?
why not? Yeah, bring it. What was that little beeping? Did you
I don't
just
know,
do
I'm
that?
getting some sort of...
That was funny how the beeping
strange-
happened right when you said metal detector, because it was like the same noise.
Huh,
Weird.
very strange.
Okay, so Congressman Keating is here today. He's having a coffee with the public. This will be out by the time,
Right.
but
But-
hopefully he'll get a good crowd, hopefully, out
And
at
I'm
the
going to go
airport.
over and talk to him.
Okay, great. And anything else? What's anything else happening? There's a lot of stuff going on. Oh, I should mention, before I get in trouble for not mentioning it, the NRTA is starting up a free fast ferry connector shuttle. Begins next week. It's all online at the NRTA website and on the town website. There is going to be a more established parking area for the fast ferry at the 2 Fairgrounds Road parking lot. It's being worked on now and very early next week, so it can be done in time. There is no more overnight parking at the town pier lot effective May 22nd, but you might want to sort of think about not parking there overnight now. And there will be enforcement of that. So the
So
idea...
that means you're going to get towed.
It means you're going to get ticketed.
Oh, okay.
You may or may not get towed,
All right,
but you
all
will
right.
definitely get a ticket.
Got it.
And the idea is that if you have been parking there overnight, simply park at the 2 Fairgrounds lot and take a free shuttle right in. It couldn't be easier.
But are those shuttles running constantly back
There,
and forth?
I don't know about constant. There's a schedule, and it's online,
It
but
must
it's
work
very
when the
frequent.
boat
And it
comes
works.
in.
Yeah, it works. It's very much in conjunction with the boat schedule. It's geared to the boat schedule. So, we're very excited to see how the shuttle works out. So we hope that people will take it. And again, it's free. Okay, I think that's it for now.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much. See you next time.